Why do you insist that my normal self is unreal? A disciple once complained to his master. Why not put it the other way? The master replied, what makes you think you are real? It's so obvious, said the disciple. I think and feel and act. I know myself for who I am, with all my habits, my likes and dislikes. Yes, but what do you really know? The master insisted. Did you have your habits when you were asleep? Of course not. I am unconscious when I am asleep. Perhaps you are unconscious now. No, right now I am awake. Really? The master smiled. Can you remember everything that happened to you yesterday? Or even what you were thinking an hour ago? Isn't your self-awareness very selective, amounting to just a partial memory? And then there are your dreams, which you lose as soon as you wake up. Not to mention that your habits and preferences are always changing. And even when you do seem stable, don't your emotions often betray you? An insult from a passing stranger can completely throw you off balance. Or the news that someone close to you has died. Isn't these also the problem of being lost in vicious, false hopes and various mental illusions? The disciple looked baffled. All this may be true, sir, but none of it makes me unreal. Perhaps I am just very confused. The master shook his head. If so, then everyone is just as confused. The truth is that what we call a person is constantly in a state of flux. There are long stretches of forgotten time, not to mention our lapse of consciousness when we sleep. Memory is faulty, and only the mind's craving for continuity keeps alive the illusion that I is constant. I is never constant. For every experience, there is a different experiencer. I am beginning to see what you mean, the disciple said with considerably more humbleness. Although you make it seem that nothing can be trusted, nothing about the changing personality can be trusted, said the master. But there is more to life than experience. Things come and go, feelings, achievements, events, etc. Pleasure is inevitably followed by pain. Success is bound up with failure. Yet, behind all this show of change, something remains aware at all times. Find out what that awareness is, and you will have what can be trusted. This is the way out of illusion. Comment. In a society where we do not understand or cultivate spiritual relationships, this kind of lesson is hard to learn. We continue to foster our alter egos, the many experiencers who are born with every experience. From the virtual perspective, however, our lives are therefore spent in illusion, because in reality we are not limited by time and space, or by this one body and mind. To discover our true nature involves a process of growth, and part of that growth is to deal with conflicts inside boundaries. If you have anxiety, you are not supposed to shuffle it off onto another ego, but deal with it within the limits of yourself. Multiple personality syndrome is therefore a strategy that works in the short run, because the separate egos usually have no idea of what the others are going through. But in the long run, the person isn't anybody whole, just a collection of floating, disorganized fragments. We are all multiple personalities, in that we switch from one role to another every day. I shift my identity among persons called the father, son, brother, husband, professional, and so on. In fact, our inner dialogue is always based on the roles we are playing. If I think about a patient, the role of doctor becomes my internal reference point. If I think about my son, the internal reference point shifts automatically to father. This is not a disordered process. Indeed, people who cannot shift roles, who always have to be the authority or the boss, for example, even when that is not appropriate, suffer from an inability to express their multiple personalities. But the real I is neither doctor nor father nor any of my roles. I exists beyond and then manifests as father or doctor or son with a flicker of intention. To be grounded in this I is to be an alert witness to the roles we assume. This alert witness, because it exists in the virtual realm, approaches the mind of God. It may even be a part of God, for we assign to God the role of cosmic witness, the creator who looks on his creation with an all-knowing gaze. We don't yet know what that gaze means. We haven't yet addressed the issue of whether God is judging us. But at least we have gone beyond the illusion of our ever-shifting ego. And any step closer to the witness is moving closer to the divine.